Welcome back to the Network Marketing Success Series. I'm Scott. Today we are covering something that everybody knows about, everybody is interested in, and that is how to use social media to attract prospects instead of repelling them. Most people are doing this incorrectly. So if you've been following this series, you've learned the fundamentals of network marketing success, but here's where most people struggle. They take those skills online and they literally just destroy their personal brand with pushy, salesy posts that make friends hide their content. The truth is, social media can be your most powerful recruiting tool when used correctly. Today, I'm going to share some attraction marketing principles used by top earners to help build massive followings and generate consistent leads through authentic content. Authentic is the key, okay? In the next several minutes, you're going to discover how to position yourself as a leader, create content that converts, and build a personal brand that actually attracts the right people to your business naturally. All right. As always, we want to start with the mindset because that is so important. The fundamental principle that changes everything. You're not selling products. You're not selling opportunities on social media. You are selling yourself as someone worth following and learning from. Okay? Most network marketers, they get this backwards. They post about their products, their income claims, their company events, and they wonder why nobody engages. But meanwhile, the successful ones, they post about their personal growth. They post about their lifestyle. They post about their insights. And they have people consistently asking what they do. Here's the key insight, okay? People join people, not companies. So when you focus on building your personal brand as a leader and a mentor, the business opportunities, they naturally follow. Think about the people you follow on social media. You don't follow them because they constantly are pitching products, right? You follow them because they provide value. They provide inspiration or entertainment. And that's exactly the approach that works in network marketing. So remember, the goal is not to convince people to buy from you today. The goal is to position yourself as someone they want to learn from, connect with, and eventually do business with when their timing is right, all right? Now, let's talk about the content categories that actually convert. Successful attraction marketing, it follows a specific content mix, okay? Let's call it the 80-20 rule. 80% value-driven content and 20% business-related content. So let me break down the specific categories that will actually work, all right? Personal development content, 25%. Share insights about books you're reading, about courses you're taking, or about lessons you are learning, okay? This positions you as someone who's committed to growth. So some examples are key takeaways from business books or, personal breakthrough moments, goal setting and achievement updates, mindset shifts that changed your perspective, all right? Now, the other type of post is lifestyle content, 25%. So show the life you're building without directly connecting it to your business, okay? Let people draw their own conclusions about how you afford your lifestyle. So, show family time and experiences. Show travel adventures and destinations or hobbies and personal interests, right? Kind of a day in the life content type of stuff. Now, educational content is 20%. Teach valuable skills related to success, entrepreneurship, or personal development. Not specific to your company, not specific to your products. So some examples would be just, time management strategies or communication skills or leadership principles, success mindset concepts. These are all ways that can help you to build that form of content. And then also you want to use inspirational content 10% of the time. So share content that motivates and encourages others in their own journeys, okay? Could be motivational quotes with personal commentary, or could be success stories of people you admire, things like overcoming adversity narratives or vision and goal achievement posts, right? And then finally, business content posts, or 20%. So this is where you strategically mention your business. But even this should be attraction focused, not sales focused, okay? So some examples of ways to do this are behind the scenes of business activities or team recognition and celebration. That builds social proof. Personal results and achievements, once again, a way to show social proof. Subtle product integration into your lifestyle content, all right? Now, let's look at the specific framework that makes posts magnetic rather than repulsive, okay? Stories. Stories are so important. So S, start with emotion. T, tell a relevant story. O, offer valuable insight. Offer valuable insight. R is relate to universal experiences. And Y is yearning. Create that desire in people for more. So here's an example of how this framework might work in action. So feeling grateful this morning. Start with an emotion. Yesterday I was rushing between meetings and realized I had forgotten to eat lunch again. As I was grabbing a quick smoothie, I remembered how just 2 years ago I was so consumed with just surviving my 9 to 5 that I never even thought about nutrition or taking care of myself. So you're telling a story, right? It made me realize that success isn't just about money. It's about having the margin to take care of yourself and the people you love. So when you're constantly in survival mode, everything else suffers. Offer valuable insight. I think so many of us get caught up in the hustle that we forget the whole point is to create a life worth living. That's relating to the universal experience. Now I'm curious, what does having margin look like for you? What would change in your life if you had more time and less financial stress? That's the yearning part, okay? You're creating that desire for more. Notice how this post, it positions the author as someone who has created a positive change. It provides valuable insight. It relates to common struggles and creates curiosity about, their situation. And it does it all without ever mentioning the business directly, okay? Now, the difference between attraction marketing and just plain old spamming is literally authentic engagement. So here's how to build genuine connections through your content, okay? You want to be genuinely interested in others. Don't just post your own content. Actively engage with others' posts. Social media rewards you for engagement, okay? Comment meaningfully, ask thoughtful questions, and celebrate others' wins. This builds those real relationships that translate into business opportunities. Now, people connect with real moments, okay? They don't connect necessarily with perfect presentations. So make sure you're authentic. Share your struggles. Share your whole learning process and your genuine reactions to life events. You want to end your posts with questions that encourage those meaningful responses, okay? Then actually respond to every comment personally and promptly. Now, these formats, they create more intimate connections than just static posts. Share day in the life content, quick tips, or even just casual conversations. Provide immediate value. Every post should give something, even no matter how small, something valuable to the reader. Could be inspiration, could be education, could be entertainment or insight. Never post just to post. So here's a crucial point. Attraction marketing, it's not about manipulation. It's not about fake lifestyle or posts. It's about authentically sharing that journey in a way that it's going to actually inspire others and naturally creates curiosity about how you're creating the life you're living. All right? Now, building a following is just the first step, okay? Followers do not put money in your bank account. So here's how attraction marketing converts into actual business. So when someone engages meaningfully with your content, move the conversation to private messages. Don't pitch immediately, okay? Build the relationship first. Get to know people. An example would be, hey, Sarah, I loved your comment on my post about work-life balance. It sounds like you're navigating some similar challenges. I'd love to connect more and hear about your situation. Then you want to have curiosity-based calls to action, okay? Occasionally include subtle calls to action that create curiosity without being salesy. Something like this. If you're someone who's ready to explore new ways to create income flexibility, send me a message. I'd love to share what I've discovered. Now, we've talked about this before. When people reach out, Lead with how you can help them, not how they can help you. So, an example of this is, I'd love to learn more about your goals and see if I know of any resources that might be helpful. There's no agenda, just one entrepreneur helping another. Then, only after you've done the work in building that rapport, do you share what you do. And even then, make it about them, not about you, okay? Here's an example of this. So based on what you've shared about your situation, you might be interested in learning about some of the opportunities I've been exploring. Would you be open to a short conversation about that? Now, what are some common mistakes that you need to absolutely avoid like the plague, okay? Let me quickly cover the biggest mistakes that kill attraction marketing efforts. Mistake number one is prevalent, so prevalent, and it's posting only about your business. So if more than 20% of your content is business related, you're doing too much. You could actually go through and do a social media audit and check and see how much of your posting is salesy, right? Mistake number two is fake lifestyle posts. Don't post about a lifestyle that you are not actually living. Authenticity is everything, okay? Mistake number three is income claims and screenshots. These come across as bragging and they can actually repel prospects rather than attract them. If you're going to use them sparingly, all right? Mistake number four is literally copying other people's content. Your brand should be you, okay? Share your own experiences, share your own insights. Mistake number five is just being inconsistent, right? Easy to fix. Posting sporadically actually kills momentum. So aim for at least one valuable post a day. And then mistake number six is not engaging. So if you want engagement, you must engage with others consistently. You know, attraction marketing, it's all about building genuine relationships and providing real value. So when you focus on serving others first, then the business results, they naturally are going to follow. So here's your action plan for implementing attraction marketing, okay? This week, I mentioned this before, I want you to audit your current social media presence, clean up any overly salesy content, okay? Then plan your content mix using the 80-20 rule. Identify 10 people whose content you're going to actively engage with daily and practice the story framework with your next 3 posts, okay? Over the next month, I want you to post valuable content daily using these categories that I outlined. So that's going to help you immediately. Engage authentically with others' content every single day and track which type of posts generate the most meaningful engagement, okay? Begin moving conversations then to private messages when it's appropriate. And remember, don't try to sell in those DMs immediately. Remember, attraction marketing, it's a long-term strategy. It builds an asset, it builds your personal brand, and that's gonna compound over time. So the followers you build today, they become the prospects, the customers, the team members of tomorrow. So in my next video, I'm gonna show you exactly how to host virtual events that are gonna consistently produce results. So make sure you subscribe. Hopefully you found great value out of this and drop a comment, okay? I hope to see you in the next video. My name is Scott, and see you next time.